Hello and welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and just a update video on my 300-kilometer event that I did on Saturday. Now, some of you follow me on social media, some of you follow me on Strava, and so you've seen the results of the event. So thank you for those that do follow me. I really appreciate that. First things first. I want to make sure that I don't sound like I was sandbagging on my previous video. And that's when I did a preview of the course. And honestly, I just didn't feel ready because I had not been doing the work. I have not been doing the longer distance training rides that I typically do. I don't have a lot of centuries or 160K training rides. I've got a few, 6-hour rides. I did a 170 miler, but that was like, I don't know, February, March time frame. So, I mean, they're very spread apart. And then I've got 11 days off the bike here. And then, so I don't want to sound like the guy that was sandbagging. But here's the headline. I had a great day on the bike. It was a 10:44 rolling time and then like 11:20, 11:21 total time for a 300K with, it was like 9,000 feet of climbing. So a pretty hard day on the bike. And the fact that I had another gentleman with me. So when I first signed up for the event, he wasn't on the participants list. And I was like, well, I guess I'll be out here all day by myself. And then just like 2 days before the event went down, I saw his name on the list, and then he was at the start line, and I said, oh God, thank God you're here. You know, maybe I can help you a little bit. And then when you're done kind of riding my pace, you can go off and do your own pace and go up the road. But right from the beginning, he said, no, no, no. I don't want to be fighting all this wind later by myself. So yeah, I'm committed to riding with you all day. And I said, I'm committed to riding with you all day. And so if you folks haven't seen that other video, the course went north inland, so some wind, but not much. I mean, we felt it all the time, it seemed. And the majority of the climbing was in the first 83 miles. It was like, I don't know, 6,000 feet or 5,700 feet. And then you had a westerly direction for about 40 miles. That's usually the headwind part, right? So for us, as you head west towards the ocean for on this bike path, it's just a wind tunnel. And then you go from, oops, sorry, my hand is disappearing. And then from Huntington Beach back down to the start, southbound hugging the coast. That should be a tailwind. We didn't have that. So usually you can do, with 2, 3 strong guys, gals, you can be doing 24, 25, 26, so about 40K southbound. But we didn't have that favorable wind. But 10:44 rolling time, 11:21 total time. So what is that, 16? So 36, 37 minutes of stop time. So lots of traffic lights. But the other headline is that because Jess couldn't do this event, she ended up sagging at the controls. So mile 23, 83, 125, and then of course she was at the finish. So that you understand also when it comes to controls, or I should say when it comes to sag, you can only provide support at a control. So you just drive to the next control and hang out and wait for the riders to get there. You can't be following them on the course and they get a flat tire, you are out there with your floor pump. You can't do any of that. So she was at each one of the controls, 23, 83, and 125, and then at the finish line. So huge thanks to Jess. Now, I've got a couple of things that are coming up. So one is because Jess was on SAG duties, she took video. And so I'm trying to compile that together and make a video. I've got almost an hour's worth of footage that I need to condense down to keep your interest. So it's at I don't know, 40 something minutes at the moment. So I've been able to cut here and cut there. But that's just video footage of during the event, pre, during, and post of the event. And then I also want to do a debrief on the actual event with some numbers, charts, and graphs. But I wonder if you folks might be interested in having more of like a sit down with Jessica and I, where maybe she asks me questions and I talk about the event and then integrate her into that event, because she was a very important component of Brooke and I having a very fast time. What I mean by that is when you're doing these brevets and you're unsupported, you have to pull into a marketplace of some sort and get your water, if you drink Cokes or whatever, or food, because you may not want to carry all of it from start to finish, so you will buy it along the way. And because we had Jess as a SAG support, I had my own nutrition in the vehicle, and she would drive it up to the next location, and when I'd get there, she'd have 2 bottles prepared. So she was a very, very important part of us having a good, fast event. So if you folks would like to hear her side of things, as a SAG person, whether she was bored or not bored, or whether she was just running out of time every time because there's a lot of traffic on a Saturday, believe it or not. And there is one funny time frame. She said on the drive south from Huntington Beach to Solana Beach, the 5 freeway, the interstate freeway, is backed up like a parking lot. And I know that because I've done kind of that southbound section. It's only about 8 miles, but you're on the freeway with cars that are literally stopped and you're flying by at 20 plus and you're looking at them like, well, they're looking at you, I should say, like, what is this bike doing here? But you're allowed on the interstate freeway here in San Diego in multiple sections, like the 15 freeway, the 5 freeway, the 52, the 8 freeways, several freeways. When they don't have, like, let's say there's a canyon or a lake or something, and the freeway is the only way from point A to point B because they didn't make any surface streets in that area, you're allowed on the freeway. But anyway, as I mentioned, if you're interested in listening to Jess either interview me or provide her take on her day, drop a comment down below. Jessica's been really, really busy with a lot of PT and a lot of other stuff. So all the free time that we had to do rev shows and all that stuff is being consumed now by massage therapists and physical therapy and stuff, because a lot of the soft tissue that was, well, from her crash last year. So she can't put any more than 200K in these days. It's just been hard to get her on camera. So anyway, maybe with your asking her to come on the camera, she'll realize, oh yeah, I've been absent for a while. Anyway, that is all for today. I'll put the Strava link for the ride down below if you wish to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Strava. I'll also have those links down below. In the meantime, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.